Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking a closer look at Rottweilers, going beyond just the tough image.
Exactly. We've got this document, fascinating facts about Rottweilers, the loyal guardians, and it's packed with detail.
Right. So our mission today is to really dig into that, find the surprising stuff, the key facts that give us a fuller picture of these dogs.
Yeah, moving past the stereotypes, we'll hit their history, their build, temperament, the works, and maybe clear up a few myths along the way.
Sounds good. So this history, it goes way back, doesn't it? Ancient Rome, apparently.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Their ancestors were basically working dogs for the Roman legions.
Seriously.
Wow, doing what exactly?
Driving cattle, got to feed the army, right? Guarding livestock, protecting supplies. Even the soldiers themselves, they were like essential mobile units.
That's incredible. So not pets, but partners.
Totally. Think about the trust involved.
Yeah.
The Romans needed dependable animals, and that reliability, that sort of inherent loyalty, you still see that in the breed today. And how did they get from Rome to, well, everywhere else?
Well, as the empire expanded across Europe, the dogs went with them. They mixed with local dogs along the way, contributing to, the lineage of several breeds we know now.
Including the Rottweiler.
Exactly. And that specific name comes later from a town in Germany.
Rottweil. Makes sense.
Right. In Rottweil, they became vital for the local butchers.
Doing what? Still herding?
Herding cattle to market, yes, but also get this pulling carts full of meat.
Pulling carts? Seriously?
Yeah. That's where the name Rottweiler Metzgerhund comes from, Rottweil butcher's dog. It shows just how important they were to the town's economy.
Wow. That explains the powerful build, maybe. That history of physical work.
It certainly contributes. They weren't just guard dogs. They were like part of the industrial machinery of the town, deeply embedded.
Fascinating. So their usefulness went beyond just that one town,
Oh, for sure. They're adaptable. But that history, Roman legions, German butchers, it definitely shapes the dog we see today, which leads us to their physical presence.
Right. They definitely have a look. Powerful is the word that comes to mind.
It really is. They're robust, muscular, athletic. You see that broad chest, strong legs.
Yeah.
It all points back to that working heritage, needing strength, needing stamina.
But not just bulky, right? There's an agility there, too.
Exactly. It's that combination, strength and agility. You needed both for herding unruly cattle or navigating streets with a cart.
Makes sense. And the coat. Instantly recognizable.
Oh, yeah. The black and tan. Very distinctive. Mostly black with those rust or tan markings.
Where do those typically appear?
Usually on the cheeks, the muzzle, chest, legs, and under the tail. It's a classic look.
And is it hard to care for?
Actually, no. It's pretty low maintenance. Short, dense coat. Doesn't need a ton of grooming, which is practical.
So impressive looks, but relatively easy upkeep on the coat side.
Right.
What about their face? They always look so focused.
They do. It's the eyes, I think. Medium-sized, almond-shaped, usually dark brown. Very alert, intelligent look.
And the ears.
Medium-sized, triangular, set high. They usually lie kind of flat against the head. It all adds up to that expressive, capable look.
Okay, so physically imposing, but agile and expressive. Now let's get into the temperament. This is where a lot of the discussion happens, isn't it?
It really is. And the key word that comes up again and again is loyalty.
Right. Loyal guardians.
Deeply loyal. They bond incredibly strongly with their families. That protective instinct is very real. They're devoted to keeping their people safe. It's like core to who they are.
But how does that protective side balance with being, a family pet? Is there a risk of them being too protective?
That's where training and socialization are crucial. A well-raised Rottie understands the difference between a real threat and, say, the mailman. And what might surprise people is how gentle and affectionate they can be.
With their family.
Absolutely, especially with kids they're raised with. They can show remarkable patience, even a nurturing side. Playful, too. They enjoy being part of the family fun.
But the document does mention wariness around strangers or other animals.
Yes, and that's fair. That protective nature means they can be reserved, maybe a bit cautious with new people or animals. It's not aggression, necessarily, more like assessment.
So socialization is key then.
Absolutely critical, early and ongoing, exposing them to lots of different sights, sounds, people, other dogs, safely and positively. It helps them build confidence and learn, what's normal and what actually requires their attention.
It helps them distinguish threats properly.
Precisely. A well-socialized Rottweiler is discerning, not just reactive, confident.
So that intelligence and drive we talked about it from their history, it's still very much there. They're working dogs at heart.
Definitely. Intelligence, strength, versatility, it's the whole package. Historically, herding, pulling, guarding. But they've excelled in other areas, too.
Like what?
Things like police work, search and rescue. They have the brains, the senses, the trainability for really demanding jobs.
And that's not just in the beast, right? They're still working dogs today.
For sure. You see them doing amazing work as therapy dogs, service dogs.
Really? Therapy dogs.
Yeah. Their calm demeanor, that sort of intuitive nature, it makes them great for providing emotional support or assisting people with disabilities.
That's fantastic. What about dog sports?
Oh, they often excel there, too. Obedience competitions, agility, Schutzhund, that really demanding sport with tracking, obedience, and protection work.
Schutzhund, right.
Yeah, succeeding in those really shows their dedication and how trainable they are. They can adapt from, a farm to a city street to a competition ring.
It really highlights their adaptability, doesn't it? From Roman times to modern therapy work.
It's pretty remarkable, which brings us to something important for any breed, especially a large one, health.
Right. Potential owners need to be aware. What are some common concerns for Rottweilers?
Well, like many large breeds, hip dysplasia is something to watch for.
That's the hip joint issue.
Yeah, where the ball and socket don't fit right. It can cause pain, arthritis.
Yeah.
It's why responsible breeding, good vet care, and maintaining a healthy weight are so important. Screening the parents is key.
Okay, hip dysplasia. What else?
Unfortunately, they have a higher risk for certain cancers, particularly osteosarcoma, that's a type of bone cancer.
Oh, wow. That sounds serious.
It is. Early detection is vital. Owners need to be vigilant about any lameness, any swelling. Regular checkups help catch things early.
Any heart issues?
They can be prone to aortic stenosis, which is a narrowing of the aorta, restricts blood flow, so regular heart screenings by a vet are a good idea.
Got it. Anything else major?
Hypothyroidism can pop up. That affects the thyroid gland, can cause weight gain, lethargy, skin issues. It's usually manageable with medication, but you need blood tests to diagnose it.
So it sounds like proactive vet care is really essential.
Absolutely. Good diet, proper exercise for their age, and staying on top of vet visits, that's the foundation for keeping them healthy.
Which leads perfectly into training. For a dog this powerful, training isn't really optional, is it?
Not at all. It's paramount. And the approach matters. Consistency, patience, and positive reinforcement. That's the way to go.
Positive reinforcement, so rewards.
Exactly. Treats, praise, toys, play. They respond really well to that. Punishment-based methods, not effective and can actually damage their temperament and your relationship.
And we mentioned socialization earlier, but the document really hammers it home for training, too.
Because it is training, in a way. Getting them used to the world, different people, animals, places, noises when they're young is absolutely vital. It prevents so many potential problems down the road, makes them well-adjusted adults.
And basic commands. Sit, stay, come.
Foundational. Absolutely essential. Practice those consistently. Keep it positive. They need clear communication and reliable responses.
Are they easy to train? They seem intelligent.
They are intelligent and they learn quickly, yes, but they can also be a bit strong-willed, independent thinkers.
So they need a confident owner.
Confident, yes, but also fair, patient, and really consistent. They need clear leadership, but based on respect, not intimidation.
And is basic obedience enough? Or do they need more?
They thrive with more. Mental stimulation is huge for them. Advanced training, things like agility, scent work. It gives them a job, challenges their minds, keeps them from getting bored. A bored Rottie can be a destructive Rottie.
Good point. Okay, let's shift a bit. How are they seen in, like, popular culture? Movies, TV?
Oh, they definitely have a presence, often portrayed as formidable, courageous. The loyal protector role comes up a lot.
Any specific examples mentioned?
Yeah, the document points to Zeus in The Dog Who Saved Christmas, very much the loyal, protective family dog there.
Wow.
Then you have more intense examples, like in Man's Best Friend or the show Bosch. There, the strength, intelligence, loyalty are highlighted in, well, more dramatic
So
settings.
sometimes leaning into the tougher image.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Even in comics, like Rummy in 100 Bullets embodies that fierce protectiveness.
So these portrayals, they shape perception, but maybe also show some of their good qualities too.
Exactly. It's a mix. They can reinforce stereotypes, but also showcase the loyalty and courage that owners love.
Which brings us neatly to busting some myths. There are definitely some persistent misconceptions out there.
There really are. And the biggest one is probably about inherent aggression,
Right, the idea that they're just naturally dangerous.
which is just not accurate. The document stresses behavior comes down to upbringing, training, socialization, not the breed itself being inherently vicious. A well-raised Rottie is typically calm and gentle with its family. Responsible ownership is everything.
Okay, what about the myth about them not being good with kids?
Another common one. But again, with proper introduction, supervision, and teaching kids how to interact respectfully, which you should do with any dog, Rottweilers can be fantastic, patient, loving family pets.
Good to clarify. And the energy level? Are they bouncing off the walls, needing hours of running?
Not usually, no. They definitely need regular exercise, daily walks, playtime, that mental stimulation we talked about. But they're not typically hyperactive. They're often quite happy to chill with their family once their needs are met. Adaptable, really.
So they can fit into various homes if their exercise and attention needs are met.
Pretty much, yeah. They're not necessarily needing a massive ranch as long as the owner is committed to giving them what they need.
It sounds like overall they make pretty amazing companions if you understand the breed.
They really can be. That mix of strength, intelligence, and that deep loyalty, it's a powerful combination. They form such strong bonds.
And that protective nature becomes a source of security.
Exactly. But it's balanced by that gentler side, that patience and affection they show when they're raised well.
Plus, being smart and eager to please makes them trainable for all sorts of things.
Right. So with the right owner, someone committed to socialization, training, care, you get a confident, well-behaved, happy dog who is truly part of the family.
So wrapping up this deep dive, it's clear Rottweilers are much more than just their imposing looks.
Absolutely. Rich history, unique traits, deep loyalty, incredible versatility, and the potential to be wonderful companions.
We've seen how that working background shaped them and how crucial responsible ownership is.
Indeed. Understanding their needs unlocks that amazing potential and builds that incredible bond people have with them.
So it really makes you think, given their history, from ancient Rome to modern service work and their intelligence, what else are they capable of? What hidden talents might this adaptable breed still have that we haven't fully tapped into yet?
That is a provocative thought. Definitely something for listeners to chew on.
Thanks for walking us through all that. A really fascinating life with the Rottweiler.